What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to YGOPD, your Yu-Gi-Oh! Professional Development, and today I have an updated Virtual World deck, Post-Dimension Force, with some surprising text and a little bit of hidden support out of that set that is actually not Punk. So really excited to share that with you guys. Please forgive if there's a little background noise or setup. I am on vacation a little bit for a couple of days. Brought as much equipment with me as I could, but you might hear a little bit here and there. But regardless, want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our new subs of the channel, Pocket, People's Champ, Daniel, Brian, and Michael. Thank you all so much for joining. And in line with our 400 sub giveaway for the 2 boxes of Ghost of the Past 2, our winner is Jerson Blaze. Jerson Blaze, congratulations. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Make sure you join the Discord and then comment on this video so that way we can reach out to you and get that prize out to you. And with all that said, we won't waste any more time and we will go ahead and hop straight into the deck profile. Okay, starting off with the main deck with our monsters here. We are starting with Triple Lulu. This is our reinforcement of the army of the deck for any virtual world name of your choice. And our level 3 tuner. This is the main card that you would like to resolve throughout all of your combos. We have Triple Gigi. This is what allows you to recur and play on follow-up turns. Adds a virtual world name from your grave back to your hand. Typically will be Lulu that you are adding back. And then we play Triple Lily. Again, not much to say about these names. The ratios are more or less pretty standard, but Lily is a Foolish Burial for any virtual world name. Target one, dump one of a different type, and then you can dump another one of a third type. So this basically lets you Foolish any 2 cards to get your combos in rotation and pieces that you need in the grave. And then last, we still play 2 Lao Lao and 1 Yan Yan. I have been a fan of these ratios. Lao Lao is amazing when you resolve it, of course, but there are plenty of times where I hate opening Lao Lao and no other pieces to go with it. So 2 is perfectly fine. And the 1 Yan Yan is perfectly fine as well. I'm considering bumping this up to 2 for some of the spice in the deck that you will see here in just a minute. But that is the virtual world name. And for the new engine, Post-Dimension Force, we have... Oh, my voice. And that is the virtual world names. And for the new support that we are playing, we're playing 3 older cards and 1 newer card fresh out of Dimension Force, which is Triple Symphonic Warrior Guitar, and then 1 of the new Symphonic Warrior Guitarists. So if you're unfamiliar with these cards, they do a couple things. The guitar itself is your starter for the combo. It is a pendulum. You activate it, discard a card, special a Symphonic Warrior from the deck, which will be this guy. This is your engine requirement of the combo, so to speak. When this guy is special summoned, it can target a monster, or sorry, any card in your pendulum zone and add it back to your hand. So then you add back the guitar and then you normal summon it. So then you have 2 level 3 wins on the board, both a tuner and a non-tuner. This is something that gives you options for a lot of different things before committing to any virtual world plays, whether it's a rank 3, a link 2, anything like that, or Hulk plays if you are someone that did not jump on the Punk engine early but still want to do that and have Hulk but don't have the Punk engine. This is another option for you. If you are playing the Brave variant, this is another way to get to Cherubini and put that online again before committing to any of your combos. Really insane little mini engine, costs $1 for for everything, so highly recommend testing it out. It is something I've been a big fan of. And if you are playing a few other spicy cards in the main deck and extra deck, that you'll probably notice by these both being 2 level 3 wins. We will get to that as we go. Shout out to my guy Sunny P on YouTube, my friend Sunny, for coming up with the initial idea. I just figured I would revisit it with the new cards that had got revealed. So we will get to that in a minute, but we will go ahead and wrap up the main deck monsters here shortly. We are playing a very small adventure package. The more I tested it, I wanted consistency, and I would rather see virtual world names over adventure stuff, but still rotating that 1 negate in is very important, and Griffin also being a wind-winged beast is very important as well. So we just play the 1 Enchantress and the 1 Griffin. Since you have ways to turbo out cards like Cherubini and things like that, you don't need more. This isn't meant to be an ongoing advantage engine. This is meant to be something that just pairs in tandem with what you're doing, and it's also an attempt for my stubbornness to keep the deck locked in at 40 cards, so just 1 of each there. And then the last two monsters are one Fairy Tale Snow and one Destrudo. Ignore the bird here on the screen. I thought I brought enough with me, but I was, for some reason, forgot my Destrudo while I was gone. So this is our fill-in for that. You'll, of course, see the Destrudo on screen, but both are fantastic defensive piece. Destrudo is an amazing combo extender and does a lot of different varied things for the deck. But yeah, that is going to round out our monsters there. Moving on to the spells, we have Triple Kowloon. This is your place for any virtual world spell or trap on the field. Gets it active, gets a name on board to get your combos started. Then we also play Triple Qinglong. You want 3. You want it to be able to dump it to grave or discard it to grave. This is what searches your virtual world monsters to really get your combo started. Typically grabbing a card like Lulu or Lao Lao, your power cards. You really want 3 of these in the main deck. And to help us do that, we play 2 Foolish Burial Goods as another way to get to the Qinglong. So just something to note there. And then for the adventure stuff, we play 1 Bright, 1 Foolish, which is kind of our honorary name for the Brave piece, as well as dumping a card like Destrudo or Nyan Nyan. Snow, other extenders, just has more utility in this deck. And then 1 Fateful Adventure. I opted not to play the Draco back. Again, I would much rather draw cards that have more immediate value. In this deck, you kind of need that with Virtual World being so combo-oriented and heavily focused. But either way, it is still okay. You don't necessarily need it. But if you wanted to add it and bump it up to 41, you most certainly can. And then our main defensive piece of the deck, in line with and in addition to the Brave engine, is just Triple Forbidden Droplet. In a deck where sending cards to grave is very key, getting combo pieces in there, getting to searches to be live, Droplet is probably the best choice out of all of those. So that's kind of where I opted for this. And then after that, we play for the traps. It's a pretty standard lineup of 2 Chuche and 1 Zhanwu. This is pretty straightforward. The ratios, there's not much really to say about that there. And then the last 3 traps you probably have guessed based on how the deck has been built. We play Triple Harpy's Feather Storm. This card is absolutely insane in this deck. It's a Calamities. It shuts off your opponent's entire turn. With the new Symphonic engine, you could make a card like Harpy Conductor since they're 2 wins, and then turn off any opponent's hand trap they might have during your mid combo. Keep going, and then just, move on from there. If you want to play a card like Hysteric Sign in here to dump, you most certainly can, and then add one of these at end phase. You can do that as well. That's really only good if you have Harpy Conductor already on field, which is something I'm still exploring, but just something to note nonetheless. So that is it for the extra deck. I will go ahead and showcase the side deck only just because, again, this is an idea that has been evolving and is still not completely solved. I think Virtual World is one of the few decks that is always struggling to be solved with new support and new synergies and new engines and so on and so forth. But I just wanted to get this out there because I don't think many people are talking about it and just wanted to showcase it. But I will go ahead and wrap up with the extra deck. We will start with the links. We play 1 Harpy Conductor, 1 Hulk, and 1 Cherubini. These are our 3 Link 2s of choice. You could go to the Despot line if you want. I'm trying to play this under the assumption that Hulk will inevitably get hit. So that's why it's kind of here more as an honorable mention, kind of a last hurrah to the name of itself. It just will serve a purpose to get another Virtual World name on the board for you here. And people don't know what you're playing, and this is such a threatening card, people will probably negate it anyway. It also facilitates cards like Shooting Riser to get Snow or other things in the grave for follow-up. Cherubini is our piece for the adventure line and or dumping virtual names like Nyan Nyan to extend. And Harpy Conductor is self-explanatory just for the Harpy's Feather Storm piece. For the synchros, we do 1 Shooting Riser, obviously for the Halka-Fibrax, 1 Juju as the good level 6 Virtual World name, 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, another generic level 6. We focus a little bit more on the rank 6 plays here, a little bit more than you would see like Invoked Caliga or the full Hulk line, just something a little bit different. So those are our kind of main 6s that we play. You don't need Coral Dragon since you're not doing Zulkin and Muddy Mud. And then we play the 1 Shen Shen, pretty much mandatory, and the 1 Baron as well with Destrudo in the deck, using that to reduce its level by 3, making it a 4, and then getting rid of it with a level 6 is just another easy way to get to 10. Also with Griffin being a 7 and your Virtual Worlds being 3, as well as the token being a level 4, this card is a pretty easy access in the deck. So that is our synchros, and then we will go ahead and move on to our XYZs, starting with the rank 3s here. We have our virtual world name, our totem bird, another piece that is a spell trap negate, but also is a winged beast that will synergize well with our Harpy's Featherstorm. And then one Phantom Knight breaksword for the going second piece, as well as the Zeus follow-up. And then for our bigger ranks, we have the one Beatrice, facilitates so much in this deck between Brave, Destrudo, Snow, literally anything you want. Beatrice just does it and more. And then we play the one tech that I've still been a big fan of is number 24. This is kind of like it does a couple different things. It's a quick effect Book of Moon, I believe, on an extra deck monster summon. And then if it dies by like card effect, it resets itself. And then if it's flipped up, it sends a card on the field. It's just a good piece of disruption and a little awkward to get around. So, and then the last bigger rank is the 1M7 for recursion, or just kind of if your combo gets disrupted and is awkward, this helps fix that. And then last, of course, is just the one Zeus to either clean up boards or set up going second, or have some good follow-up after you've kind of broken through that line. So with that said, that is the deck profile. A little bit shorter, a little bit sweeter. Just wanted to make sure I pumped this out to you guys and shared the idea. I really hope you enjoyed. And I will have some really cool things planned for the next coming weeks, in a few different decks post Dimension Force and a few other things related to Punk and Dynamorphia. So please stay tuned for that. And with all that said, thank you again so much for watching. Congratulations to our winner. And thank you again for 400 subs. I will see you all in the next one. Later.